let's get into it. Coach Colin here. What's going on, guys? It has been quite the month. A shout out from Ian Carroll, which is interesting. Shout out from Valhalla, VFT, which is amazing. It's all wild, pretty wild. Thank you guys, all the new subscribers, all that stuff. Thank you so much. Also, 3 years sober. 3 years sober, 3 years saved as of October 23rd. So if you're thinking about getting sober, do it. Best thing you'll ever do. You're thinking about getting saved, turn into Christ, do it. Best thing you'll ever do. Anyway, let's jump in. Candace Owens. Candace Owens, man. I just said, it's like she knew. I said I needed a palate cleanse. You know, I've been covering this case a lot. I cried very hard when Charlie died. So I've been very serious about covering this case because I think something's up. And I was like, I need a bit of a palate cleanse. And Candace was like, no problem. I got you. So she's talking about something my speed, which is the elite actually being cyborgs of sorts. I love it. I'm all in. We're going to get into that. And then we're going to get into the coordinated attack that has been happening to Candace. It has been so apparent. I mean, it's been more blatant than when you see Rachel Maddow, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, Sanjay Gupta, all these talking, Joy Reid before she got fired. You know, the whole woke Avengers of sorts. You know, it's been more apparent than when they get together and they all start saying the same thing. It's been wild to see on X. Disappointing because it's not happening with people on the left. It's all been people on the right that have been doing this. Ah, man. I just wonder. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, I wish I could just see their bank accounts. You know? I just want to see the bank accounts. I just want to see I just want to see the transaction. You know? $7,000 like once every 2 weeks, twice every 2 weeks. Unless you're the quartering, then you're getting it every single week, every other day probably. Just kidding. They're jokes. Anyway, let's jump into the unseen footage of Candace Owens going off. I love it. Listen to this.
I don't think these people are human. Like I look at Elon Musk and Sam, I'm telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not gonna stab them. But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out, you know?
I think a battery would fall out. Oh my God. And I get it. I 100% get it. We're going to get into this because I have a theory that I think she would be on board with about these guys in particular.
You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon and he just like called them up and was like, hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here. Okay, I'm gonna text you. I gotta go by in 69. And they get these people, they tell you like he's a genius. They're all writing like he's a genius. So we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because like all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood, it was all occults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick.
Guys, listen. The glasses just broke. Listen, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Turn on your notifications. Please, that is all I ask of you guys. There's so many of you that are not subscribed. Please subscribe, especially because, eventually they're going to catch on to this Philadelphia stuff. They're going to catch on eventually. They're going to figure out what I'm actually saying. Need your help before that happens, okay? All right? Subscribe. I'm out of here.
That the devil ever played, right? Is making people think that he didn't exist and making people atheist, making people believe that there's nothing, like you're here for a moment in time, because then it allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money, right? Well, if you truly knew and believed, like I do, I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it. But if you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression. Oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job, or keeping your mouth shut to maintain that job. We're seeing it right now with the Charlie Kirk case, right? You're selling your soul. Like there's a life after this. They have made you pledge your allegiance to their dollar because they know life is going on. They know that. They want you to literally sell them your soul. That's my personal belief. It's why I am religious. It's why I speak about my faith openly, because I just know if this is not it, and I just know these people are demons. Like I don't know. They just like look at the way they breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing. I look at Sam Altman. I'm like, look, I don't know, but I know that's not. It's like a droid, obviously.
He's a droid, obviously. Man, here's the thing. I get why she's saying this. And a lot of people, you might feel like, wow, she's so wild for saying this type of thing. And we're going to get into the attacks that are going on, not about this video. This video a little bit, but what she previously said about Charlie being betrayed, and people taking what she said wildly out of context. I'm actually surprised at the amount that has actually surfaced of people taking her out of context, involving Erica into it when she didn't even say Erica's name. I might have to pull that clip up again just to show it to you guys. But when she talks about this, I understand this completely. I get it. I get what she's saying. First off, just to go, it's so funny because I was just talking about this. I was just having a conversation with, it's not a religious podcast, but the person that I was in front of when I gave my life to Christ. I was having a conversation with him. I told him I want him to be on the podcast sometime so we can talk about this stuff in particular. And I was just telling him about how when it comes to aliens, having so many parallels with demons, that people, I think there's a concerted effort, I was saying, that they want you to think that they're UFOs from a far off place, because at that point, you can look at them and say, okay, so you're from a faraway place. Where are you from? What do you know? You can look at them as people who aliens that you could be friends with, that you could build alliances with, that you can learn from, right? That's what they would want from you. Okay. You thought she sounded nuts? Is that what you thought? You thought she sounded nuts when she was saying all this. Oh, just put your tinfoil Speedo on right now, right? They want you to be able to do that with these UFOs, right? Because if you knew they were demons, you would say, oh, well, we can't connect with these things. We can't learn from these things. We shouldn't learn from these things. We should actually stay far away from these things. In fact, when I get abducted, it's actually the worst thing that could possibly happen. Abducted. The worst thing that could possibly happen. And it would make a lot of people turn to God right away. If you knew for a fact, I know the demons are real, right? I talk about them all the time. But if you knew for a fact and you saw one, you would run to God, because you'd instantly know there is an ultimate evil, and this is like a grade of it, a level of it, and there has to be an ultimate good, and I've heard enough, and you would run to God. And they don't want you to do that, because if you run to God, then you run away from exactly what she was saying. You run away from materialism. When you run away from materialism, their whole game falls apart. Is there anything else? Oh, writers into the occult. She was saying writers into the occult. That's 100% true. Just so you guys know. When she brings up Aleister Crowley, this is something I know a lot about. When she brings up Aleister Crowley, there's guys like Jack Parsons, even Nikola Tesla, all these guys that we're talking about, they've always tried to access, and this is another reason why they don't want you to know and they don't want you turning to God. What they've been doing is trying to access the unseen realm. They've been trying to, and they've been successful, tap into what we cannot see. And what ends up happening is that they contact certain entities, and these entities give them knowledge, give them power, give them abilities that they wouldn't have normally. This is a known thing. And this is not just tech people. It's also people in music. It's also people in politics. There was a Canadian prime minister that literally contacted spirits for 20 years when he was prime minister. His dead dog, his dead mother. I mean, the occult is really, really entangled in the elite class. It is something that they work with pretty intensely. And I do believe that Sam, Elon, well, those two for sure. I think Elon even said this. They're summoning the demon with what they're working on. And those entities that they've been accessing through ritual and seance, those entities are going to be able to take shape better in AI as they bring that. Now, I know this sounds nuts. I know. For everyone that's new to the channel, this is what the tinfoil Speedo talk is about. If you don't have a tinfoil Speedo, turn to the person beside you. Ask them if they have an extra one, okay? That's what you got to do. Now, there's something weird about these guys. If you notice, when you get to a certain amount of millions, billions, almost trillions, you start to communicate differently. If you notice, Sam Altman, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, they are considered geniuses, and they communicate extremely poorly. Is anyone going to argue that? You hear Peter Thiel talk, he's like, and the thing about, I think the human race should exist, but, the thing about that is, we want to be able to, and you're like, what? Elon Musk, Elon, what do you think about this? And he goes, Sam Altman. Tucker Carlson's like, I think that gentleman didn't pass away at his own hands. And Sam's like, it sounds like you're accusing me right now. And it's very, all of a sudden, they don't communicate properly. If you look back into interviews, they used to talk properly. They used to talk like I'm talking now. So I was just editing the episode, and I figured, why don't I just show you guys what I'm talking about here? It's little, very brief examples here. Let's just jump in. This is a clip of Peter Thiel, young. I think this is 1996. Listen to how he talks now, or listen to how he talked back then.
Is in many ways a debate over a variety of words like political correctness, like multiculturalism, like diversity, and what these things actually mean. And so I want to, instead of talking about political correctness in my opening, I'd like to just say a few things about multiculturalism and diversity. And I think the most critical point I want to make to you today is that these are euphemisms.
See what I mean? Like, he was able to talk back then. Like, that was pretty concise. You know what I mean? Like, you could say this guy was running for office of some kind. But now you hear him with Joe Rogan, right? This was 2024, I believe. Listen to this.
It is well, let me, there's several different things one could say.
You see what I mean? Like, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was a long time. Listen, I know nobody's watching me right now who's as rich as Peter Thiel, but at least you could talk. And again, people will say, oh, it's because they're geniuses, but I don't know. I mean, listen to Sam Altman talk when he was younger. This is before he met Elon Musk even, I think.
What I always tell founders, and what is true, is that although failure is still bad, Silicon Valley has got to be one of the most accepting places in the world for failure. Bill Gates failed at his first startup. I have no desire to go be a venture capitalist. I feel like where I can sort of really contribute to the world is making startups happen that would otherwise not. And YC is a way to do that.
See what I mean? He doesn't even have that real dead a type of thing that he has now. I don't know what you call that when your voice is dragging, I believe. Now, listen to him when he's talking to Tucker Carlson.
These decisions rest with you. That means that the milieu in which you grew up and the assumptions that you imbibed over years are going to be transmitted to the globe, to billions of people. That's like a big thing.
I want to be clear. I view myself more as like a... I think the world, like our user base, is going to approach the collective world as a whole. And I think what we should do is try to reflect the moral, I don't want to say average, but the like collective moral view of that user base. There's plenty of things that ChatGPT allows that I personally would disagree with. But I don't.
You see what I mean when he's talking, how this happens? Like throughout the interview, you will see these things. Throughout the Rogan interview, you will see things like this. And it just makes you wonder, like, what's going on? Now, if you don't notice, like, well, maybe you haven't seen someone who's a psychic or a medium, but these gentlemen seem to be reacting the same way a psychic or a medium would be when they are claiming to be talking to spirits. Now, I've done episodes on this before, and a lot of those people who are attached to those type of things or have those type of abilities, they are largely connected to something darker, and there is an entity that is impersonating loved ones and a higher power and angels, and it's usually pretty demonic. They're kind of doing the exact same thing. It's almost like they're listening to something and they're trying to speak. It's like someone with an earpiece in. That's a good way of explaining it. It's like they have an earpiece in and they're kind of like, I'm hearing what's being said and now I have to say it in my own words. And I think that's where Candace has it wrong. I don't think that they're droids. I think they are people who are in a lineage of tech founders and juggernauts who have been communicating with the unseen realm for a long time, and they are allowing entities to attach to them. In exchange, they get power, they get knowledge, and of course, they get massive amounts of money. That's what I think's going on. Now, let's go into the whole thing that I've been telling you about before, that Candace is now getting attacked for the things that she had to say about, Sam and Elon and this and that, but also about what she said in regards to Charlie being betrayed. Let's get into that a little bit. Somebody says, holy S. I don't even think this person's a real person. I got to be honest with you. They got 1.9 million followers. They got this weird AI picture that's not real. They say they're an author, right? But there's no link or anything, like nothing. I just don't believe it. I think there's a lot of people like that. They're just not real. But she says, holy S, Candace has flipped her lid. Unbelievable. Doesn't her husband or family care about her apparent detachment from reality? You're going to keep seeing things like this because what they're trying to do, as they say she's detached from reality, as they say she's crazy, it's discrediting people. I mean, this is what I mean when I said you'd see this with the mainstream, because they would say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy, you're racist, you're misogynistic. They would run through the Rolodex of insults just so people would start forming a narrative of, well, I've heard this person be called this. They must not be a good person. I don't want to listen to them. And next thing you know, they're randomly just parroting out things. Oh, that person's a racist. Doesn't her husband, like her husband's going to step in? Don't you think he likes it? He married her. You know what I mean? You think he married her not knowing how Candace Owens is? You know what I mean? Come on. You got to think about that. Some people are not falling for it, though. There's a clear and active smear campaign against Candace. They aren't even hiding it anymore. Crowder is a clown. And this is because Crowder saw this clip, the other clip, where she's talking about Charlie being betrayed. And, Crowder says you can watch this clip and draw two conclusions. These are the conclusions he gets from this clip. Erica is evil, and conspired with Trump to have her husband offed, or Candace Owens is a miserable. She doesn't even say Erica's name. I'm almost see, and this is what they do. I'm almost questioning myself. I've watched the clip a dozen times. I'm like, wait, it must say Erica because he's bringing up Erica. But this is just another bad faith person taking a swipe at Candace. You're going to keep on seeing this type of stuff over and over and over again. Has it been 26 minutes already? Oh my gosh, how long did I talk about all that stuff? I'm sorry, guys. Let's keep going. My bad. My bad. I got deep into the demon stuff, didn't I? I'm sorry. That's what happens when I talk about the demon stuff. Let's hear it. Let's hear if she actually brings up Erica.
My heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics, and they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be a nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And we will see you guys then.
I thought for sure at the end she was just going to be like, and Erica did it. And then it was just going to cut off, you know? But no, she didn't mention Erica once. Now, Steven goes on this whole rant about, trying to enforce the narrative that he's pushing. And it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, even Ian Carroll, he even saw this right away. He said something. It's like such a dishonest and transparent, incorrect interpretation of Candace's words. Where does she even mention Erica once? That's all you, bro. The implication from the start has been that Erica has not told Candace to stop speaking. If we are to suspect anything about... let's go. Anything about Erica, it's that she supports Candace's investigation and is possibly even communication with her privately. That's exactly what I've been saying too. It just makes sense. Closeted gay narcissist. Get that off the screen. Of course it's Kurt Metzger saying something like that. Get that off the screen. I can't show that type of thing on this show. Oh man, but it's true. Anyway, which leads to a second question. Are you that dumb and unable to interpret basic English? Or are you intentionally misrepresenting and attacking her for some reason? Now, for Ian, I actually do have the answer to that. If you remember, Daily Wire and Crowder, they were about to come together. They were trying to sign him. And they're trying to figure out money and this and that. And he backed out of the deal. He did something that was kind of dishonest. And the people at Daily Wire were really angry. And Candace, Charlie's talked about it over and over again. You can find clips. Candace has this amazing loyalty. So when the Daily Wire was annoyed with Crowder, she was like, let's go. And she did a whole kind of attack on Crowder. And then the wife thing got leaked. You remember the video with his wife where she was pregnant with twins and he was talking down to her and, it was a whole thing. Well, Candace took that video and she was like, how are we even going to trust this man? How are people working with him? And she was basically almost calling for him to be canceled. She went really hard at him. So I can tell you that it's not that Crowder is that dumb. It's that he still hates her for doing that to him. 100%. That's what we're seeing here. He's very, very upset that she did that. She was one of the most outspoken people about the wife video. She was huge. She was a part of the Daily Wire, which he didn't like already. So I think that's what's actually going on there. But also, very interestingly, somebody actually said this. They said, nowhere in this clip does Candace imply Erica is evil or had anything to do with what happened to Charlie. Even if you disagree with Candace, this is extremely dishonest interpretation of what she said. Steven is not an idiot, so why be this dishonest? Then they go on to say this. Who's this Murray person? All right, let's follow Murray. Why not? I've never seen this person before. But then he goes on to say this. If you remember back to the beginning, Crowder was the person selected to leak the quote unquote secret memo. You know what? He has been the one that has been chosen to leak secret memos, manifestos. He's always the guy who tends to get that type of thing. And a lot of times we chalk it up to, just hard work. He's doing hard work. He got a tip. He got it somehow. But it's always in the hands of law enforcement. And then somehow he gets it. I don't know. When you think about it. But this person's saying the secret memo alleging that the government found bullets engraved with trans ideology to help set the FBI's narrative in motion. Is it coincidence that he is now attacking Candace? Maybe. And that is something to think about when you're seeing all of this. Now, I'm not just going to focus on Crowder because there's all sorts of people doing it. But that is something to think about when it comes to him. Really is. You got to think, why is he doing this? But the thing is, so many people are doing this. So many people are like, when you say the feds, you mean Trump. Sorry, you mean the president. Sorry. You mean the president. But when have feds ever meant president? The feds, and I have said this already, the feds have always been represented as the deep state. They've always been represented as the people in the shadows. That's what it's always meant. So when she says the feds did it, how do you connect that to the administration? This doesn't make any sense, right? So I don't know. It's just it's very much in bad taste. Even this guy. Oh, clandestine. Am I still blocked? Clandestine? Yeah, I'm still blocked. I am still blocked. I don't even know why he blocked me. Apparently, he's blocked like half the people on X have been blocked by this guy. Very interesting. He says, I'm not even kidding or trying to be a troll. Sure. But it's time for Candace's husband to step in and get her some clinical help. The people in her life need to give her an intervention. The madness must stop. And her followers need to stop encouraging it. Wow. It's so wild to see the people who were the people of, I don't know, the people who were asking questions. The people who were seeing through the veil of nonsense that the mainstream was trying to put out there. And now they are becoming the same type of talking heads, and I really think there's something to that. I think, again, I wish I could see people's bank accounts. I wish. I think that would tell us everything. If you just got to see people's bank accounts, I don't know. But yeah, the suggestion that she needs clinical help, again, think Kanye West, think Britney Spears. This is the type of thing that they try to push on people. When you have stepped out of line too much and you cannot be silenced in any meaningful way because, like her, you start your own website and you have a direct link to your audience, they start to do things like this. She needs clinical help. The thing is, if it could happen to her, who else could it happen to? Right? Who else could they do that to? Who else will they push that type of thing on? Right? And the guy's trying to say, I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be a troll. He's serious. He's letting us know, I'm serious. I would like to see her put inside a padded room. I think that would be best because the things she is saying are unacceptable. Dye your hair blue. Dye your hair blue. When you say things like that, dye it blue. That's it. Get a nose ring. Get the one that goes in the center part. Don't get a loop. Get it just a bar. Get a bar. Get spacers. That's what they're called, where you get the big hoops in your ear. Get spacers. Go ahead. That's what you need to do. If that's the way you're thinking, that's what you need to do. And move to Portland. Move to Portland. That way, when you say things like this, everybody will applaud and clap. And then they'll put you in jail because you spoke out of turn and you didn't use the proper pronouns. Oh, man. Just ridiculous. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys. This episode ran too long. It's 35 minutes already, man. I got to stop. Shout out to Ian Carroll. Thanks for the shout out. I haven't heard it, but people are saying that it's real, so I guess it is. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here.